Who else you see with him besides me?
Me.
Who? Yeah, when you with me. You don't see that nigga no other bitch.
Whatever she makes together, it was strong enough to burn like holes in my couch and in my like my clothes.
This is Jasmine Clausel, a 27-year-old mother of one who would take in a homeless friend, would find herself fighting for her life after that same friend would set her on fire a day later. In the early hours of February 26, 2025, Jasmine's life would take a turn that no one could have predicted. Just a day before, Jasmine had calmly asked her homeless friend to come live with her, but little did she know that would be a lifetime decision that would cost her unimaginable nightmare. What unfolded next was nothing short of horrific. Just a day after, Jasmine would be set on fire by the same friend, a betrayal that would leave Jasmine severely burned, scarred physically and emotionally, and forever changed. Let's break down what happened to Jasmine, how a simple act of kindness turned into a nightmare, and the long road to recovery that she now faces. Jasmine Clausel's story isn't just a tale of survival, it's a stark reminder of the vulnerability that can come with trying to help others and the dangers that lurk when those whom we trust don't reciprocate that same kindness. For Jasmine, who had been known for her generosity, love for her young son, and her unwavering work ethic as a nursing student, this was a nightmare she never saw coming. Jasmine had always been the type of person to put others first. As a devoted mother, she had built her life around caring for her son Ace. She was also dedicated to growing her business, Lavish Blinks, where she worked as an esthetician, helping clients feel confident and pampered. At the same time, she pushed forward with her nursing program, all while gracefully balancing the demands of parenthood. Balancing her responsibilities as a mother, businesswoman, and student wasn't easy, but she was driven by an unwavering commitment to create a better life for her son. Her family was her everything, and her natural inclination to help others was a core part of who she was. That generosity and selflessness was exactly why she didn't hesitate when she met Keisha Williams, someone who would end up being her worst decision. Keisha had been homeless in Atlanta for some time, and when their paths crossed, Jasmine didn't think twice about offering her a place to stay. They had known each other for 5 years, and during that time, Jasmine had witnessed Keisha's struggle, but she always believed in second chances. With her home in Mobile, Alabama, and her heart open to helping someone in need, Jasmine felt that offering Keisha a fresh start would not only help her friend, but also embody the kindness that Jasmine always tried to live by. What seemed like a simple act of compassion, however, would soon take a dark turn. Jasmine's decision to open her doors to Keisha would unknowingly set the stage for a nightmare she never saw coming. In the beginning, things seemed fine. Keisha was grateful, and Jasmine felt good about helping her friend. But as days passed, Jasmine began to notice a change in Keisha's behavior. The gratitude quickly morphed into resentment, and Jasmine started feeling the tension grow. Keisha was becoming more irritable, withdrawn, and dissatisfied with her situation, despite the fact that Jasmine had given her a place to stay as well as support. The harmony in the household was starting to fray, and it was becoming clear that Keisha was not content. By February 26th, just days before the violence erupted, Jasmine had finally had enough. She had been patient, trying to make things work, but the emotional toll Keisha's negative attitude was having on the household was too much. With her 4-year-old son to care for, Jasmine knew she needed to prioritize her family's well-being. So, one morning, she calmly told Keisha that it was time for her to leave. The words, while firm, were not spoken in anger. Jasmine simply wanted the situation to end so she could move on and focus on her own family's needs. And Keisha appeared to comply. She began to pack her things, and Jasmine thought things would end on a relatively quiet note. But little did she know that simple conversation about leaving would soon escalate into a nightmare. As Jasmine prepared for the day, getting her son ready for school, she heard the microwave running. At first, she didn't think much of it, but then Keisha appeared in front of her holding a cup filled with a steaming, mysterious liquid. But everything about Keisha's demeanor had changed. Her face was filled with anger, and she refused to leave. In a chilling turn, she said, "I'm not going anywhere. What are you going to do? Put me out?" Jasmine immediately sensed the situation escalating, her instincts telling her that something was terribly wrong. She tried to de-escalate, but before she could even react, something deadly would happen. Keisha lunged forward and threw the hot, chemical substance directly into Jasmine's face. The pain was instant and excruciating. The burning liquid seared her skin, causing deep, agonizing burns to her face, neck, chest, arms, and right leg. The chemical was so strong that it blinded Jasmine in one eye. But despite the intense pain, Jasmine could see the horror unfolding around her. Keisha, in her rage, reached into her pocket and pulled out a gun. A struggle for her life ensued, with Jasmine fighting to survive. Her grandfather, who had been awakened by the commotion, rushed into the room to help. In the chaos, he managed to wrestle the gun away from Keisha, but the violence didn't end there. In a desperate attempt to regain control, Keisha grabbed a piece of broken glass and slashed at Jasmine's hands. Despite the immense physical pain, Jasmine's will to survive remained strong. Through sheer determination, she managed to subdue Keisha, holding her down until authorities arrived at the scene. Jasmine's journey from that moment of horror was just beginning, and it would take everything she had to survive. When the authorities arrived at Jasmine's apartment, they were confronted with a scene of sheer violence and devastation. The burning chemicals, which Jasmine believed to be a corrosive substance, had done significant damage to her body. Her face, chest, and limbs were covered in severe burns, and the pain was unimaginable. What was once a place of refuge for Jasmine had now become the setting for a horrific act of violence. Keisha Williams, the woman who had once been a trusted friend, had become the primary suspect. The events were straightforward from the police's perspective. Keisha had thrown a chemical substance in Jasmine's face, causing severe burns, and then escalated the violence by attempting to shoot her. This wasn't just an altercation gone wrong, it was a planned attack born out of anger and betrayal. Jasmine's grandfather, who had tried to intervene during the attack, was also shaken by the horrific events, yet he was grateful to have been there in time to help Jasmine. His quick thinking in wresting the gun away from Keisha likely saved Jasmine's life. Despite his efforts, the emotional scars would remain for both him and Jasmine, as the horror of that day would haunt them forever. The investigation into the attack was swift. Keisha Williams was arrested on charges of first-degree assault, and the police quickly confirmed that she had indeed been staying at Jasmine's apartment after being taken in by her. The two women's relationship had soured over the weeks leading up to the violent incident. While Jasmine initially offered her a safe space to stay, Keisha's resentment seemed to grow as she became more irritable and confrontational. What was meant to be an act of kindness had ended in betrayal.
Just like a lot of complaining, like her energy was just off. She was doing like a lot of moping around. She got up. She started like packing her things, and I didn't think nothing of it. So I went back in my room, in my bathroom, and I finished, getting myself ready for school before I woke my son up to get him ready for school.
In the days following the attack, Keisha Williams was placed in jail awaiting trial. The investigation revealed troubling details, particularly about the severity of Jasmine's injuries. The burns extended to her face, chest, arms, and legs, with the most severe damage done to her face and left eye.
The burns extending down to other parts of her body. And this was no accident.
Whatever she mixed together, it was strong enough to burn like holes in my couch and in my clothes.
Jasmine had also suffered lasting physical damage, including the risk of permanent eyesight impairment. But despite everything, she remained determined to fight. Meanwhile, Jasmine's family, especially her mother Sharita Fox, was left grappling with the emotional aftermath.
Woman has a long road ahead after police say another woman heated up a chemical and threw it on her. Tonight, the victim's mother is speaking to us from her daughter's hospital room.
She just been, on like a lot of pain medicines around the clock, seemed like just swollen, disfigured, it's a lot on her.
Sharita had seen her daughter go through unimaginable pain and suffering.
Jasmine told her, you can come stay with me for a few weeks, just kind of get yourself together. Maybe find a job, and she told her she'll help her, with whatever.
Fox tells me when her daughter told William she needed to find another place to stay, William seemingly snapped.
She just basically told Jason, I'm not leaving. I'm not leaving. I'm not gonna let you put me out the house.
Fox says at some point Williams was heating up what she believes was Drano and then threw it on Clausel.
Jasmine said when it happened, she didn't smell bleach, or she didn't smell, she didn't smell anything. And she was like, that's the only thing she could think of.
And while she couldn't take the physical scars away, she poured her energy into ensuring that Jasmine received the best possible care. A GoFundMe campaign was set up to help cover Jasmine's medical expenses, which were quickly mounting. Jasmine's recovery would require multiple surgeries, wound care, pain management, and extended rehabilitation. The financial burden on her family was overwhelming, but their determination to see her through this traumatic time never wavered. As Jasmine lay in her hospital bed, recovering from the physical toll of the attack, the emotional scars were becoming more apparent. She was not only dealing with intense physical pain, but also struggling to make sense of the betrayal that had led to her injuries. How had someone she had trusted, someone she had opened her home to, turn on her so violently? Why had Keisha, whom she had considered a friend, snapped like that? But what shocked everyone most was Jasmine's response to the situation. Despite the brutality of the attack, Jasmine refused to hate Keisha.
I still do care about her. Like, and it's crazy because, like, you know, she did me bad.
This was not the expectation anyone would have expected. After everything Jasmine had been through, being burned with a chemical, nearly losing her life, and enduring the emotional toll of such a betrayal, one would expect feelings of deep resentment and anger. But Jasmine's grace under pressure was inspiring. Even in her darkest moment, she chose not to let hate consume her. Her strength, resilience, and compassion for others, even those who had wronged her, were defining characteristics of Jasmine's spirit. The journey ahead would be long, and the physical scars would likely never fully fade, but her emotional strength was her greatest asset, and it was this strength that would carry her through the darkest days of her recovery. Jasmine's family became her unwavering support system. Her mother, Sharita, was by her side constantly, offering words of comfort and encouragement. Her grandfather, who had witnessed the attack, also played a crucial role in her emotional recovery, helping Jasmine navigate the trauma she had experienced. Despite the horror, Jasmine found solace in her family's love and dedication to her well-being. Her son, though only 4 years old, was another source of motivation. Jasmine's life had always revolved around him, and even though he was too young to fully understand the gravity of the situation, Jasmine's thoughts were always with him. She was determined to recover not only for herself, but also for her child. Her love for him and the desire to provide a better life for him were powerful forces propelling her toward healing. As Jasmine's story continued to make waves in the community, people who had never met her were offering support. The kindness shown by strangers, from donations to heartfelt messages of encouragement, helped lift Jasmine's spirits. She was not alone in her recovery. The support from her community, both online and offline, was a testament to her character and the impact she had on others. As the investigation unfolded, questions arose about Keisha Williams' motives. The police were able to gather enough evidence to charge her with first-degree assault, but the question of why she had attacked Jasmine remained unanswered. Was it a result of Keisha's unresolved anger and resentment, or had something darker been brewing beneath the surface of their friendship? As the trial date looms, Jasmine and her family are left to navigate the emotional aftermath of the attack. For Jasmine, the focus remains on her recovery, both physical and emotional. While the legal proceedings move forward, Jasmine's primary concern is healing and regaining the strength she once had. Jasmine's recovery was nothing short of extraordinary, given the severity of her injuries. The burns that she had sustained covered much of her face, arms, chest, and legs. The scalding liquid had seeped deep into her skin, causing damage down to the fat tissue. Her left eye was badly affected, and she faced the real possibility of permanent eyesight loss. Despite the profound damage, Jasmine's spirit remained unbroken. Even as she lay in her hospital bed, battling pain and undergoing multiple surgeries, she exhibited a resilience that inspired everyone around her. The physical pain Jasmine endured was immense, but it was her emotional strength that truly carried her through each day. The bond with her son remained at the forefront of her mind, motivating her to push through the darkest days of her recovery. While doctors and medical staff worked tirelessly to treat Jasmine's burns and manage her pain, the psychological toll of the attack was also significant. Jasmine found herself grappling with feelings of betrayal and disbelief. How could someone she had welcomed into her home, someone she had tried to help, turn on her in such a violent way? The trauma was not just physical. The emotional scars ran deep, and healing from the shock of such an intimate act of violence would take time. Yet Jasmine's recovery wasn't just about healing her body. It was also about regaining a sense of normalcy. She longed to be reunited with her son, to continue her nursing studies, and to rebuild her life. Despite the odds stacked against her, Jasmine held on to hope for the future. Her story was a testament to the strength of the human spirit and the will to survive, no matter how dire the circumstances. As the weeks went by, Keshae Williams remained in custody, facing charges related to the attack. The police had gathered evidence from the scene, and it was clear that Keshae's actions had been premeditated. The chemical substance she had used to burn Jasmine was no accident. It had been carefully heated up and thrown with the intent to harm. It was a horrific act of violence, and the fact that she had escalated the situation by pulling a gun on Jasmine only added to the severity of the crime. The police report revealed that even after Jasmine's grandfather had intervened and prevented Keshae from firing the gun, she didn't stop there. In a final act of violence, Keshae grabbed a piece of broken glass and slashed at Jasmine's hands. This added another layer of cruelty to the attack, making it clear that Keshae's behavior was fueled by rage and jealousy rather than a simple argument or disagreement. Keshae's arrest was met with mixed reactions from the community. While many expressed sympathy for Jasmine and her family, others questioned how a friendship could deteriorate so violently. Some people who had known both women found it difficult to understand how a simple disagreement could lead to such a brutal act of violence. Jasmine's story highlights the devastating impact of domestic violence, not just on the victim, but also on those around them. The cycle of violence is often hard to break, and the aftermath can be far-reaching. Jasmine's experience serves as a reminder of the dangers of toxic relationships and the importance of standing up for ourselves and those we love. It's a reminder to all of us to prioritize our safety, trust our instincts, and take action when necessary. Jasmine was a victim of a horrific betrayal, but she remains determined to survive, heal, and emerge stronger than ever. As we reflect on Jasmine's story, let's remember the lessons it teaches us about kindness, boundaries, and the importance of standing up for ourselves and those we love. Domestic violence may be a dark and often hidden epidemic, but by sharing these stories and offering support to victims, we can help break the cycle of abuse and create a safer world for everyone. What do you think about it? Let us know in the comments below. And if you found this story intriguing, please like, share, and don't forget to subscribe for more stories like this.